Hello, world changers. This is Rochelle Johnson with RJS Global Consulting Services, where we are working to build world changers. And in the process of building world changers, we have to be prepared and understand there's going to be some things in circles that's going to have to change. And with that being said, let's get real honest. It's lonely at the top, but nobody never asks what happens in between getting to the top and why it is lonely at the top. If you are in the middle of really thriving in your business, not even thriving, let's take that away. If you are in the phases of really focusing on your business and it's became your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, your conversations have changed. It just happened because you can't talk to Pookie and Ray Ray about what you're doing, like, because that conversation has no longer serve you, or I'm not gonna say no longer have a purpose. It no longer serve your appetite because you're eating business and everything, all things business for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's kind of hard to kind of like, oh, okay. I'm not suggesting you lose those friendships. I think everything need to be compartmentalized. Like, it's okay to have a circle for this, a circle for that, and a circle for that. But sometimes we can't merge those circles. Most times we can't. And trying to stretch yourself thin and be in all of those places and be all things to everybody is not going to work. And those that really love you, they'll understand. And I don't want to say those, not in my fleshy flesh, wordy word. I'm like, either you roll with me or get rolled over. But I'm coming away from that. The real reality of it is I want to keep a wheel rolling. Yes, I do. But I do understand that not everybody just going to be a spoke in my wheel. And that's okay. That's okay. And when people say, well, stuff about, let's back up. You got to deal with all of the naysayers. It's going to happen. It's going to be what it is. And you get don't forget where you come from. She don't fool with us little bitty, she don't fool with the little bitty folks no more. All of that, I say ignorant talk because it's ignorance. But words penetrate, whether we want to accept it or not. And all of that stick and stones may hurt my bones, but words never hurt. That's a lie, and I'm sending it back to the pits of hell. Words create worlds. Dr. Alexis. That's her thing. Words create worlds, and they do. Words take on a life on its own that you don't much realize that it's taking on. Like, once you put it out there, the thing about words, once you put it out there in the universe, it's out there. It might come back. It's gonna come back, but it's already out there. It went out into the atmosphere and it's gonna do what it do. So, but it matters how you receive it. So when I say changing your circles and the words, I mean, those things, you don't want nobody to feel like you didn't reach a certain place and you forgot about them or this, that, and another. All those things that people say when you decide to separate yourself. Now, I do believe the cliche word of elevation does cause separation. Because once you elevate to a different place, again, once your taste buds change, your palate no longer have the desire to just... You can't feed me caviar, even though I never ate caviar. I don't think I did, You can't feed me caviar and expect to take me back to sardines. That's the best way I can say it. Or you can't expose me to royalty, and then expect for me to go back to just being in a, what they call a gunshot house. Like, I done been exposed to royalty. Like, I done been in places that got marble floors and golden handles, and you want to take me back to the little box house? Like, no. Once you've been exposed to it, because exposure is a real thing, you just can't, your palate change. It is what it is. But what I want to petition you to do is make sure you're clear with your friends and loved ones where you are. And I'm not saying that going back and vindicating yourself and making sure that you defend those comments. What I'm saying is just making it clear, okay, well, let's plan a play date this day. This is when I'm available because this is what I'm doing. And it's really, they're going to have to get in where they fit in. If they really want to, they will. And the other circles that you in and building, those are your circles of influence. That should be where you spend most of your time. Because I believe in sowing where you want to go. Sow into where you want to grow. Sow into where you aspire to be. That's where you should be spending your time at, because we are who we hang around. I don't care. Birds of feathers do flock together. Ain't that how they go? But yeah, you get it. You can't just be sitting in and letting certain things in your spirit that's not productive. Because what you going to produce from this? And when I say Pookie and Ray Ray, it's not to put nobody in no social economic group or nothing like that. That's been my thing when I was like, to me is a homeboy from the block. You're like, hey Pookie, like that. Not just trying to put nobody in a particular box to say one way or the other. That is my Rochelleism for the homeboy around the way. But overall, my biggest message is really understanding where you are and what it is that you aspire to do, and making sure that you are in those circles of influence. You don't want to you shouldn't be in circles where you're the smartest one in the room. You shouldn't be in settings where you the biggest shark at the table. I challenge you to find you a circle of influence that challenge you. Teach me something. I'm a forever student. I love sitting at the table. I'm a sponge. Tell me something. I love being introduced to some things I don't know, or a different way of doing some things. Because if you don't expose yourself to those things, you're going to stay stagnant. You're going to stay right there where you at and work within those parameters. So challenge yourself to get around some others that are doing some things that you're not doing. And be okay with being lonely at the top. They'll come around if they meant to be. And you have to get away from, like I told you, I'm the first partaker of anything that I say. Us as people have to get away from constantly trying to explain and validate and defend ourselves to people that are committed. I'm talking about hell-bent committed on misunderstanding you. And again, this is your walk. This is your journey. This is what you was given. You're walking in your calling and in your purpose. It's not for everybody to approve. It's yours. It's your thing. And I tell everybody, it's between my daddy God and I. It's not for everybody to understand. But watch me work and do his work. And it took a lot to get to this place. And like I told you, I'm speaking from experience because I want us to do this journey together. I want us to be able to have a safe place about where we at, what we go through. And there's some days that you just wish you could pick up the phone and call Pookie and say, I went to this networking meeting yesterday and without hearing the crickets. But your business colleague, you can call and say, you know what, when I was down at the seminar yesterday, they was discussing how to write winning bids, and then they was giving some different examples of bids that has won. Do you know that such and such said? And I like the fact that they had gave a free website. You got some dialogue going on. That's the conversation you need to be having. Those are conversations and people you need to be conversating with. It's that simple. Be well. Take care of yourself. Be true to yourself. And until next time, be blessed.